What's up, guys? Today we got six players that Vegas is higher on than everybody else. Let's get into it. The first player that Vegas is higher on for 2026 is Joe Burrow. And Burrow, on average, is going as a QB5 on ESPN Sleeper and Underdog, compared to where Vegas has Burrow ranked as their QB2, which is going around round 4, compared to where ESPN Underdog Sleeper, they have him around middle of round 6 going. So Burrow from that is definitely a great value where you're currently getting him in drafts, and Vegas is projecting this Bengals offense for a great year. Projecting Burrow for 33 touchdowns is absurd. It's also by far the highest out of any other QB. So as long as Burrow can stay healthy, which Vegas is expecting him to do this season, I see no reason why Burrow couldn't or wouldn't be a great value in round 6 compared to the price where you've had to pay for him these last couple of years, near that 3-4 turn area. So as Burrow in his last fully healthy season also averaged almost 22 points per game, finishing as a QB3, and that's numbers I think that we can expect to see if this Bengals offense is fully healthy, and including Burrow.
I like where you pointed out, you could get him a lot later than you have in previous years, which is pretty much huge in a way with the value. If he's healthy, it should pan out. I like quarterback 2 on him right here because in 2024, when we saw him go for almost 5,000 passing yards and 43 touchdowns, and like you said, average 22 points a game, unreal, a steal in the 4th to 5th round.
And that's the thing for me with Jamar Chase is that, I mean, now you don't have to reach for that stack, say the 3rd and 4th round. You can wait until the 6th round. So I just think this year for Burrow, I mean, I think this Bengals offense especially, I think it's going to be a great year, great outlook for all of them, really.
Yep.
Okay, the second player that Vegas is higher on for 2026 is Drake London.
Now with Drake London here, is he's projected as the wide receiver 6 in 2026 ahead of Justin Jefferson. In 2024, we really saw the breakout year out of him with 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. But then in 2025, he took a step back. Not in a way. His stats were similar on a per-game basis, but he also missed 5 games with that lingering PCL injury, which kind of hurt him. He's still the number 1 clear target in Atlanta with the volume. He'll get a lot of volume in this offense and a lead upside every single week. Now, he's being drafted as wide receiver 7 to 8 range, but where Vegas has him in his top 6 at the position. You see with the projections here, 90 receptions, 1,100 yards, and seven touchdowns, and a points per game at 16.5, which where you can get him at with the middle to early 2nd round, or sometimes even going, I've seen him fall past the middle of the 2nd round. That's elite value, almost a steal here at Drake London, who's projected to finish out as wide receiver 6.
And I think it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, either Penix or Tua. I mean, I think Tua, when Tyreek was back in 2022 and 2023, he put up 119 receptions both of those years. So I don't think it's really a problem I don't think Tua is going to be able to get him the ball over the middle, I think. And I think so will Penix because we've seen him do it before. So there's no question for me. I do think I could definitely see him finishing as a top 5 receiver this year in London, for sure.
Yeah, I don't care about the quarterback situation at all in Atlanta. He's definitely the clear-cut wide receiver 1. He should get around 8 to 10 targets a game if the Falcons want to have a chance to win, especially if they're down in a lot of games. And I wouldn't overthink this year. He should turn over a solid season for you.
Okay, continuing on, the third player that Vegas is higher on for 2026 is Garrett Wilson.
So Garrett Wilson is being projected as the wide receiver 14, compared to other platforms like Underdog wide receiver 20, Sleeper and Sleeper wide receiver 16. We expect Garrett to have a big year as well. Vegas projects him for around 990 to 1,000 receiving yards, a low touchdown mark, which is definitely reasonable on the Jets offense, and around 86 receptions, which is pretty elite for a guy like Garrett Wilson. And we saw in the first 5 weeks last year with Justin Fields, he was the top 5 receiver in fantasy. He's the clear number 1 option in this Jets offense. New quarterback Geno Smith's going to throw the ball a lot. He is the number 1 guy. He also has better guys around him with now Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper, new and better weapons that I think will elevate the offense as a whole. And also, you're getting him at probably the same around price last year, even better of a price this year than it was last year. And he definitely can finish in the top 10 receivers. You know what his upside is. We saw it last year. It was top 5. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is the home run pick for sure in the 3rd round. And I'm very high on Garrett this year. So is Vegas.
A lot of people worried about these new options that are going to come in and they're just going to lower Wilson's target share, and I'm not really concerned about that. With Devontae Adams back in 2024, I mean, he had over 150 targets and 100 receptions, so I don't think a rookie Omar Cooper and Kenyon Sadiq are really going to hurt him, at least for this year, for his target wise.
Yeah,
Especially with Geno throwing the ball as well. We've seen Geno spread it around like he had in Seattle, but like you said, back to his first 5 games of the season, Garrett Wilson was one of the best receivers in all of fantasy, top 5 if I'm not mistaken. But the week 6 and 7 really do hurt his per game stats, as we saw him drop a 0 in week 7, and the week he got hurt, in which was week 6, he had 3 for 13. But his first 5 weeks were truly elite weeks, and he had 8+ targets in every single game from week 5
that's
to
with
week 12.
Justin Fields. Now we're talking with Geno
Justin
Smith,
Fields.
who's we know what he did with Seattle those 2 years with both JSN and DK. So I mean, he can definitely produce multiple guys in this offense, and Garrett definitely is the number one guy.
He had a lot of points in the fourth quarter, which is not going to change. I still think this Jets team, I do think it's going to be better than they were last year, but they're still going to be down in a bunch of games with I'd say a tougher schedule, and especially with that division with the Patriots and Bills there. So,
Mhm.
okay, our fourth player that Vegas is higher on for 2026 is Alec Pierce, and Pierce is currently being drafted as a receiver 37 on average, compared to where Vegas actually has him as their receiver 27, a high end flex compared to where these other platforms don't even think he's flex worthy or in your lineup worthy. Pierce last season was basically just a deep threat with over 21 yards per catch, but now with the departure of Michael Pittman, who was traded to the Steelers during this offseason, that could end up helping him get more short and intermediate targets on top of that deep efficiency that we saw. So Pierce seems like a great value, especially after agreeing to a 4-year, $116 million deal this offseason. But the only downsides I could see for Pierce is that his current foot injury has held him out of all offseason activities, and that Daniel Jones is also coming off the Achilles tear, where we've seen Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins struggle off of, especially throwing the ball downfield, which is where Pierce does it. That's his best part of his game right there down the field. So that is definitely cause for some concern. But Vegas doesn't think it's going to be a problem for him this season, as they're showing him as their receiver 27.
And this is interesting, Alec Pierce, is the Colts paid him to be a legit number 1 option for them. And we haven't seen him play like a legit number 1 option. Yeah, sure, his counting numbers are very solid, but then he's really just was a deep threat, and he really benefited a lot off Jones threw a great deep ball last year. Hopefully Jones's deep ball doesn't regress off the Achilles injury, but he needs to work more underneath, like you said, with them getting rid of Pittman, and they paid him to be a true legit receiver, not just a deep threat.
All right, and the fifth player that Vegas is higher on for 2026 is Chase Brown.
Now with Chase Brown, is they're projecting to finish as the RB8 in fantasy, which is ahead of a lot of top running backs. His running back, his ADP with the running back is on average the 10th to 12th, so about the 10th running back here. And he's expected an expanded role, as for the second straight year in a row, they don't bring in any more competition. He's projected 841 rushing yards and 6.2 touchdowns projected when he came off a strong season in 2025. He's got a lot of speed, vision, true receiving back out of the backfield, which gives him a 3-down role. But you're getting such good value on him now. As again, he's underrated again, ranked as a top 10 running back, but they're projected to finish as the running back 8. As we see in 2024 and 2025, when Chase Brown really took over the starting role, he's been one of the better running backs in all of football in a pass-heavy offense. He went over 1,000 yards last year and was 10 short of that in 2024. He's a solid force in the receiving game, as over the past 2 seasons he's had around 800 receiving yards. I think his rushing yards is practically too low in my opinion. I think he's more of a 950-yard to 1,000-yard running back, especially now at this time with the healthy Burrow. Supposedly, we're expecting him to be fully healthy this season. So I think you're getting a complete steal on him, especially at the early round 3 and late round 2, depending on how deep your league is.
Yeah, coming off that Burrow part, in the 14 healthy games that they've played with each other, Chase Brown averages over 21 points per game, which is definitely up there for top 3 to top 5, or definitely top 3 running back. So, I mean, I just think the only thing that scares people, I think, with Chase Brown is I do have to say he's not as good as a real-life running back, say, as like guys like Derrick Henry and Amari Hampton and Achane. Like, he is worse of a running back, like, in real life. But, I mean, those receptions, man, he's going to get them from Burrow. He's going to score touchdowns. It's going to be an elite offense. And I mean, it's still a smash spot for Chase Brown here. He's definitely going to be a top 10 running back. I have him even higher than 10. So
I like what you brought up of how he's not like people try to compare him to like these real life running backs. Sure, he's not. I don't think he's anywhere close to them. But in fantasy, the situation you can't deny it. How they continue to not bring in any more competition, and he continues to get peppered with receptions in the offense that hasn't changed it a bit. It hasn't changed at all. So I would expect this complete same from 2024 and 2025 throughout the whole 2026 season.
yeah, I don't think there's going to be much change. And even if Burrow does get hurt, he even played much better once Flacco came in. So I mean, as long as Flacco and Burrow are still there, either it doesn't really matter. He's gonna perform for your team, and he's gonna put up RB1 numbers.
Totally agree.
And we did see what happened after around week 7. That whole stretch, I actually traded him before that stretch happened, and I think he averaged around 19 to 20 points per game. So the upside we see from this guy, even if there's injuries, he's still going to produce points for the Bengals team, and he will score those touchdowns for the squad, and will score your team fantasy points.
Okay, and the last player that Vegas is hiring for 2026 is Trevor Lawrence.
So Trevor Lawrence coming off a great season last year. He's projected and through Vegas as the quarterback 5, which is super high compared to his ADP on all 3 platforms we use, being around quarterback 10. Vegas projects him for around 3,750 passing yards, around 25 touchdowns, and plus 5,000 odds to win most valuable player, which is much higher than you would expect. With still returning in this offense, you have all these 4 solid receivers with Parker Washington, Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, and Jacoby Myers. He is being drafted really late right now, around the 12th round in fantasy drafts, which is crazy value on him. And, I mean, what do you see? Vegas, they know more than us. They're never really crazy wrong. So you're getting a huge amount of value if you take him this late when his upside is crazy. He had 4,007 yards last year, 29 passing touchdowns. He rushed for 9 touchdowns too, which is his bread and butter. So, I mean, we'll see what happens next year. I'm not gonna predict him to be QB5. I think it's a little too high, but I mean, you can always trust Vegas to be right.
He's got one of the better quarterback sneaks we've seen, and Liam Cohen wasn't afraid to call that at all. He's got that nice jump over the line of scrimmage at the 1-yard line, sort of like a tush push in a way, and he found the end zone a lot. Like you said, 9 rushing touchdowns really helped his case last season, and I don't see why that can't change. And
ETN's gone. ETN's gone too, so that can definitely even get more rushing touchdowns. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and as he gets more comfortable with Brian Thomas, and that looks like it's the goal in training camp for him to get a lot of comfortable with Brian Thomas, maybe a healthy Travis Hunter, and Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington keeping up their solid football play. And I wouldn't rule out a quarterback 5 finish at all. We've seen it before, and I wouldn't be shocked if we see it again.
I mean, yeah, from weeks 12 to 18 last year, he averaged over 25 points per game, which is absurd. So I just think another year in the Liam Cohen, and like you said, connecting more, getting better chemistry with those receivers, especially Brian Thomas. If they can get on the same page, I could definitely see T-Law finishing as a top 5 quarterback. So I think it's great value where you're getting him late in drafts.
And he was a waiver wire player at the end of the season, which won leagues in a way. It was huge for a lot of people who picked him up, who were streaming him, and just kept him on the roster and let him ride out through the playoffs.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Those were 6 players that Vegas is much higher on compared to the ADPs. And Vegas is always right. Just letting you guys know. They know way more than us. We are the sheep compared to them. So make sure to check out our videos, all our socials in the bio. We got Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and of course our YouTube. We're going to be streaming weekly, so make sure you check those out as well. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yep. Peace out.
Thanks for watching.